Resul Ashab-ı Güzin Efendilerimizin, sair Enbiya-i ve Resulü fiyan haziratın ervah-ı şeriflerine, birimiz bile Allah Beşir radıyallahu anh Efendimizin ve alel husus bu caminin bahanesi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş imam müezzin kayımlarının ve kahve ehli ihvanın ervahı için, Allah rızası için El Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen nebi. Ya eyyühellezîne amenü sallu aleyhi ve sellimu teslîmâ. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin ve ala seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya ale's-salam. Hayya ale's-salam. Hayya alel-felah. Hayya alel-felah. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
Elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahil Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmedullah Teala ve nestağfiru neşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh. Ve neşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu ve habibuhu ve resuluh. Sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve sahabihi tabi'i hulafai raşidin mahdin. Min ba'di. Ve zelemeti ala tahkik. Hususen minhum alamati hulafai rasil ala tahkik. Umar el-Mu'minin Hazreti Abu Bakr, Umar, Osman ve Ali. Ve ala bakir sahabe tabi'in ridvanullahi teala aleyhim ecmain. Ya eyyuhel mu'minun l-hazirun. İtakullahi teala ve atuhu innemellezine tekavellezine hum muhsinun. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. All praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of all the worlds, Master of the Day of Judgment. All praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has made the children of Adam noble and honorable. O believers, all praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for letting us to see one more Jummah. And inshallah Rahman, in a very short time, we're going to enter to the month of Zulhijjah, the month of the Hajj, the month of Qurban. The life and the teachings of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, they are a precious treasure that have been passed down by the friends of Allah and coming down to us. And from among the most precious, the most valuable, the most beautiful of these treasures that we must work to bring into our daily lives is having good manners. Adab. Adab is the foundation of Islam. Because Holy Prophet ﷺ has said in a Hadith Sharif, I was only sent to perfect good manners. And he's saying in an Hadith, the most beloved of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's servants are those who have the best manners. So as believers, we must constantly be seeking to make our character to be more perfect. to make ourselves to be better. And for the believers, part of having good manners is to watch the rights of our brothers and to preserve the bonds of brotherhood. Because Holy Prophet ﷺ said in a Hadith Sharif, a Muslim is the brother of another Muslim. He doesn't oppress him or humiliate him or look down on him. Taqwa is here. And while Holy Prophet is saying that, he pointed towards his chest 3 times. It is a serious evil for a Muslim that he should look down upon his brother Muslim. All things of a Muslim, they are sacred for his brother in faith, his blood, his wealth, and his honor. In another Hadith Sharif, Prophet ﷺ said to us, the Muslims, they are brothers. They do not treat each other cruelly and do not give in each other to the enemy. Whoever meets a need of his Muslim brother, Allah will meet a need of his on his own. Whoever saves a Muslim from a calamity, from a dangerous situation, Allah will save him from one of his disasters on the Day of Judgment. Whoever conceals, hides a Muslim's fault, Allah will conceal his faults on the Day of Judgment. Are we fitting into this category of brotherhood that is being described by the Holy Prophet ﷺ in the Hadith Sharif? Or have we, the Muslims of the Akhir Zaman, have we completely deviated from these orders from our Prophet? Rather than being brothers and helping each other today, do we look to harm each other instead of trying to cover each other's faults? Do we look to open each other's faults? Instead of being kind to each other, have we become cruel to each other? But those who came before us, the companions of the Prophet, the Sahabis, and those who followed them, the Tabi'ins, and those who followed them, the Tabi'in, they did the opposite. Hujjatul Islam, Imam al-Ghazali is saying that once, all the murids in a dargah, they were slandered by the governor, and they were ordered to be killed. One of the murids ran forward to the executioner, to the jallat, and asked to be put to death first. When the executioner asked the reason, the murid said, I wish that my brothers, rather than myself, should have a moment longer to live. Those who came before us, they were longing to help their brothers. They were rushing to do that. Hazrati Abu Sulaiman al-Darani used to say, if I owned the whole world to put in the mouth of a brother of mine, I would still think it too little. If I own the whole world and I give it to him, he's saying, it is still very little what I have done. Today, Muslims of the 21st century, we have strayed very far away from this. Today, we are running away from helping each other in any way. Even if we see our brothers are suffering in sickness or some kind of hardship, we are not looking to see how we can help them. But brotherhood, it is one of the highest relationships that the believers can have with one another. Hazrati Hassan radiallahu anh said, our brothers are dearer to us than our families and our children. Because our families remind us of this world, while our brothers remind us of the Akhirat. So if we build the bonds of brotherhood in this life, then we will be building our bridges to Akhirat. Because Holy Prophet ﷺ said in his Hadith Sharif, a person will be with the one that he loves. And Hazrati Hassan radiallahu anh said, if a man stands by his brother to the end, then on the Day of Judgment, Allah will send angels from beneath his throne to escort him to the Garden of Paradise. And the brothers who are trying to run in the way of Allah and be with each other in the next life, they must leave aside fighting and arguing. Sahaba Kiram are saying that once Rasulullah ﷺ came out and saw some people fighting. He became angry and he said, "Give up fighting because there is little good in it. Give up fighting because it has little use and it stirs up hatred between brothers." And one of the early believers used to say, if a man quarrels and fights with his brother, his manliness, his haybat decreases, and his virtue, his good qualities, they go away. Believers are not allowed to turn away from each other after fighting. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, it is not permissible for a Muslim to not talk to his brother for more than 3 days, both of them turning away from one another when they meet. The better of them is the one who is first to greet the other. And in another hadith sharif, he said, whoever separates from his brother for a year, it is as if he has killed him. So we must run to fix the relationship between our brothers. One of the greatest Sahabi, Hazrat Abu Darda, said, shall I not tell you about something that is better for you than charity and fasting? He said, to make peace between your brothers. Because the hatred and the anger, it takes away the rewards and the blessings. If we want to be those ones that are having good manners in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet ﷺ, then we must run to fix the ties of brotherhood. If we are fighting, we must run to end the fighting. If we are arguing, we must run to end the arguing. We must become those ones who love for our brothers what we love for ourselves. We must look to the lives of the Sahaba Kiram and those who came before us and follow the beautiful example that they have given us. If we want to become better servants to Allah, then we must become better brothers to the believers. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Allah has vessels on this earth, meaning our hearts. And the vessels most beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the purest and the strongest and the finest. The purest from sins, the strongest in faith, and the finest towards brothers. We're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change our hearts so that they become vessels that are beloved to Him. We're asking Allah to grant us the gift of good manners. We're asking Allah to make us to be good brothers to the believers. And we're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give higher stations to our Grand Shaykh and to our Shaykh, Sahibul Saif, Shaykh Abdulkerim Kibrisi ya Rabbani. Bismillah. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, lazim alazi la ilaha illa wa al qayyum wa atubu ilayh. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح إن دين عند الله الإسلام.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.